Hello YouTube, this is the good Colonel Popcorn. Excuse me if I sound a bit clogged, but today we're going to be looking at a great comic book series by Jeff Smith. You probably already know what it is. It's Bone. This is the first three paperbacks, but I also have the one-volume edition, which we'll get to that. First of all, the story. It starts out with Bone and his three cousins. Phone Bone and his three cousins. Two cousins. You got Phone Bone. You got Fonciple P Bone. Smiley Bone and Phone Bone. Those are the three Bone characters in this, and they go to they get chased out of Boneville over some mountains that are, kind of remote, and these remote mountains hold a they hold a remote village. Not a remote village, but it's when they go over the mountains, it turns into like a fantasy village from like Lord of the Rings, and this is like Lord of the Rings or Narnia. Phone Bone, the hero of the story, is just the basic, faithful hero, the loyal beyond all imagining, and it's really cool how Thorn awakens. You'll see what that means later. It's just a really cool universe too, because they come from Boneville, which is like a technologically advanced place, and then they go to, I think it's Barrel Haven. That's at least the town where they go to, but I don't know what the land's called. They go to Barrel Haven. It's like it's to them it's backwards and has horses and all. And so they get introduced to ghost circles and the like. I won't spoil any of that, but if I do, be warned, there might be spoilers in this video. And from there, it starts out, they're just trying to get back home, and then it goes into this sprawling epic. I mean, as you can see, this is a huge tome of a book. But enough about the story. I can only say you must read this book if you like comics at all, because this is a great or even if you like fantasy at all. This is a great fantasy comic. You'll like it. Now on to probably which version you should get. These are the trade paperbacks. These are the first three. I got these because I wasn't sure if I wanted to read, the rest of it. But these are I finished these in like 3 days, and they're all, 138 pages. That's usually how long it takes for me to read one of these. But it's got great art by Steve Hamaker. My brother was knocking on the door. It's got great art by Steve Hamaker, and it's only this wasn't even this color. Let me find a good picture. This color was only in the Scholastic graphics and print. So there's some really good art right there. And it was originally released in pencils. Like there's a really good picture. Oh, and this was done much later. This was probably penciled by Jeff Smith, but it's a great picture of the cousins, Phone Bone, Phony Bone, and Smiley Bone. That's Phone Bone. There's Thorn. She's the heroine of it, and it's just them fishing in a swamp. Lovely picture, lovely picture. But thing is, these are. If you buy this, you can get all three on Amazon for $20. Otherwise, it's I don't know how much this is without $26.95 if you find it at like a Borders or something, or Barnes and Noble. And then they're $10 if you buy them separately, and there's 9 of them. However, get these if you want great, colorful art, and you're not worried about price. However, This is, you know, absolutely fine without it. Now, where was I? If you're, you know, you want to read the whole series and you're not worried about, you know, you don't care about the extra art in these paperbacks, then get this. This is the 1-volume edition that we were using for the story review. It's all 9 trades. It's about 1,332. Yeah, it's 1,332 with a few little, you know, pictures like a map of. Oh, it's just okay. There's what it's called. It's just called The Valley, and that's where Thorn and, you know, all the characters who are, you know, more fantasy oriented live. And it starts off. Well, we've already talked about the story. Read it now. Go do it. And you can find this at most any Barnes & Noble. I found this at Barnes & Noble. It's $40, you know, $39.95 plus tax. And, you know, getting all of these would run you about 80 or 90. But this is just a great series. It doesn't matter, you know, what you get. And now, before you go, I'll do some art comparison to compare them. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you're a fan of comics, reading comics in their original form, you'll want to get this because they were only released in pencils as single issues. So, something to keep in mind. But definitely find a way to pick this up because it's a phenomenal fantasy series. Up there, definitely with Narnia and Lord of the Rings, as something you can read as a kid and grow up and still read it and still have fun with it. So, this is the good Colonel Popcorn signing off.